Okay, so looks like we made it to the last figure. Here's a review of the Marvel Legends Avengers Infinity War Thanos Build-A-Figure. So, no box now, just because he's a Build-A-Figure and he came in all these different boxes with the other figures. So, I guess let's go straight and look at the figure. Okay, so taking a look at Thanos himself, while he's probably not the biggest Build-A-Figure we've gotten so far, he is one big solid chunk of a figure. He is definitely taller scale-wise than to the other characters compared to Thanos from the comics, and this figure really shows it. Um, let's take a look at the head. Taking a closer look at the head, that is a very good likeness to Thanos from the movie. While the choice of plastic color is, it could be better, it could be a little bit lighter. All in all, the likeness is there and it's nice. I wish the eyes were painted a little bit different. Just looks like she has solid purple eyes. If I look at it closer, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, looks like he has solid purple eyes. Thanos in the movie looked like he has human eyes, I think. Then looking at the armor, I like the contrast of this gold metallic piece and this I don't know if you'd call it mesh kind of texture. Contrast is really good, and the fact that this looks like metal and this looks like leathery mesh is really nice. There's this gold belt piece that goes around, and it's actually a separate piece. So I mean, it's goes up and down. So see, it's a different separate piece. And this one is made of soft plastic, so while it doesn't hinder articulation, you don't really pose him with the leg at the back, so it doesn't really matter that much. Going further down, I like the details on like all these folds on the pants, and then the contrast to this fairly solid boot, which is nice. Gold trimmings on the boots, and then the really big feet. That's what she said. Yeah, see the proportion of Thanos' head with the feet is really big. Anyway, the right hand is this exposed arm. So in the Avengers movie, he did shed his armor right after like the initial battles with Hulk, I think. That's maybe because he already has a power stone and the space stone. He doesn't think he needs to protect himself physically, but I don't know. When we do go to Endgame, we do see him donning his full armor. So I don't know if it's like time travel, then that means he doesn't have the stones yet or something like that. So we'll see, I guess. Now going back to the figure, that was a bit of sidebar. The other hand is the same upper arm, though the lower arm is replaced with this really nice infinity gauntlet. So I wish the gauntlet will be a brighter gold similar to the upper part, but the bronze does work. There's no shading per se. Would have been good to have shading, but anyway, details of the gauntlet is really nice. I wish the gems were more prominently colored, because the farther you are from the figure, the less prominent the gems are, which is unfortunate. I wish they were brighter colored. Now see how there's different sculpted details on the fingers as well, so looks like each finger has a different sculpt detail, which is nice. So there's the 6 stones, all prominently spaced. Still find it weird to have the mind stone there instead of the soul stone. What can you do? That's how the movie portrays it. Yeah, so like I said, not a bad Thanos figure, and it's a really good likeness to the character from the movie. So Yeah. Going through articulation for Thanos, he does look up a good amount, down a good amount as well. Swivel at the head, probably go all the way around, but it's hindered by the collar piece and the shoulders. There is some slight pivot, so we can do like arms can go all the way out, all the way around, swivel at the upper arm. Just one hinge on the elbow and it's less than 90 degrees, which is weird. Anyway, swivel here at the hand as well, and then there's a hinge where the other hand meets the arm. Same articulation on the other arm, although this is less hindered because there's no armor. Ab can go that much forward, that much back. Waist swivel, leg can go that much forward, not much back, not because of this but because of the sculpt of the butt piece. Hinge at the upper leg there, legs can go that much out, double joints on the knee, which is really effective. Nothing at the boot, swivel and pivot at the foot. So decent possibility for a big guy. We won't put him in very agile poses anyway, but I think he can pull off some agile poses. Okay, so here's our MCU Thanos compared to the comics version Thanos from Marvel Select. It's fun to see how far Thanos has gone from his original look when he first donned the Infinity Gauntlet to how he looks now in the modern MCU. Also fun to see is how they turn out to be almost the same size, even if this is a Select and this is a Marvel Legend. That said, the MCU Thanos was supposed to be huge, while the comic version of Thanos was actually scaled a little bit smaller, not to the same size as say Hulk or those big figures. So given the difference in scale, it's fun to see that how they turned out the same height and toy form. Okay, so here's Thanos with a couple of comic Marvel Legends that I have. This is Spider-Man PS4, and this is the MCU Thanos with the comic book figures from the wave. Here he is with Skeletor, Songbird, and Serpentor. Yep, I'm never gonna stop calling them Skeletor and Serpentor. Okay, so here's Thanos with some of the MCU figures that I have on hand. From the back here is Age of Ultron Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure. Here's SH Figuarts Hulk. Here is the other towering figure, Proxima Midnight, Steve Rogers, Spider-Man, Scarlett Johansson, and of course Paul Rudd. Okay, so we're at the end of the journey. Now, I guess the question is, was it worth it? Was it worth the 6 other figures to get Thanos? Now, if you ask me, even if we did get some really unnecessary figures, I'm looking at you, Skeletor and Serpentor, I still do believe it is worth the journey. We did get a good assortment of MCU figures in the form of Captain America, Proxima Midnight, and Spider-Man. And if you did get Iron Man as well, he is a good figure as well, and I might pick him up in the future. But yeah, so it's not a bad assortment. I would have wished that we got more established MCU characters, such as say Hawkeye, maybe War Machine, and a lot. But what can you do? I guess Hasbro needs to sell those non-MCU figures, right? And in the end, having Thanos perpetually beat up the Hulk on your shelf is well worth the price of admission. So, as always, this has been Grim Trigger, and this has been a review of the very excellent Thanos Build-A-Figure from the first wave of Infinity War Marvel Legends figures. As always, please do leave a like if you like the video, subscribe, post a comment, share it, and as always, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.